SBMM, probably the most controversial matchmaking in history for gaming. But why is it controversial? Does it deserve to be hated, or is it overhated? Well, first of all, we must discuss matchmaking by discussing what it actually is, because yeah. So SBMM is skill-based matchmaking for short, or like SBMM just stands for skill-based matchmaking for like short. And the definition of it is it's a form of matchmaking dependent on the relative skill level of the players involved. So how does that work? Well, this is how it works. So this is how the matchmaking for SBMM works, or skill-based matchmaking, whichever term you want to use. So let's say that you are the medium person. So basically, this is like the middle of the ratings. This is the low, this is the high. If you let's say you lose a match. What happens is that you go to the lower rating. Your ratings like MMR goes lower, which means you're facing players who have less skill level or something, or like just yeah. However, let's say you didn't lose the match, but actually won the match. You will be going to higher MMR, which is like, determines, like, basically makes it so you're facing players who have much more skill level, or whatever you want to determine skill level. It's kind of a bit subjective sometimes. Basically, you'll be facing players who are more sweaty. So on the one hand, this sounds like in concept it sounds like a good matchmaking system, because because let's say that a new player just got in and they want to play. Well, sometimes it's actually better to have players their skill level at first, because otherwise they'll just be getting stomped every 5 seconds, and it won't really help them improve at the game. But on the other hand, it has its negatives. So before we go into that, now we will discuss what MMR is, because it's actually very important for how SBMM works. So MMR is a matchmaking rating. The MMR system is used to determine your in-game skill level with the focus of placing you against opponents who share similar skill levels to you. So basically, it's like trying to like put you against opponents that like kind of have like similar skill set as you, like with how you play yourself, or like yeah. So this seems, in concept, this actually seems like a good thing. In concept, obviously. However, if it's not functioning properly, or if it's over-functioning, it can be a bit overkill. And but anyway, I'll show you how this works, obviously. So we go back to this. I've replaced the signs with this, and you're on with different things, and you will see why. So basically, this is how matchmaking works. So the low matchmaking is basically below 1000. The middle, like the most average one, is 1500, and this one and the higher one is like above 2000 or 2000 directly. So like as I explained, if you lose, you go lower. So basically, like, your matchmaking points go lower. And if you win, your matchmaking, like your MMR, goes higher. So it's basically like, yeah. So how is it like calculated? Well, it determines like how well you do in the game. So if you get like so many kills or stuff, since that's kind of like the main that's kind of like one of the main points that determines your MMR. It determines that as well. But yeah. So that's how MMR basically works. So, and like I explained previously, that's how like skill-based matchmaking works, obviously. So now let's discuss the positives of it, and then we can discuss the negatives of it. So the positives of skill-based matchmaking: it can enhance the gameplay experience, motivates players to improve their skills, increase player retention rates, can lead to higher player satisfaction, and increase revenue and a more positive community. So you might see this and be like, wow, so why is it overhated then if it has this many positives? After all, it can enhance the gameplay experience, which means that you get like it makes basically the game a bit more addicting, that you want to like get better at the game. And retention rates would mean that they might return a bit more, and the player might be more satisfaction, and increase the revenue, which for the future can actually be helpful since well, more money and the game could possibly be better and a more positive community. So now, why is it as sort of hated as it is? Well, here is why. So here are the negatives of skill-based matchmaking. It often creates matches that are too one-sided. So basically, there could be a team of people who are not as experienced against a team of just pros like sweat lords, and it can just make the match feel like you just actually just got hit in the face by a tree or brick, whatever. And every casual game is repetitive. So basically, if you're not playing like the swear or anything, it just seems like every match, if you're like a casual gamer, it just frustrates. Because it's just like, oh, I'm just getting destroyed every match. It's just not fun. Like, I want to be able to have a chance, not like not just get absolutely oofed on by people every match. The game-to-game experience is extremely competitive. It's basically like basically the same example for this one. Punishes skilled players. So basically, yeah, I don't think I need to discuss this one. Yeah, I don't think I need to be honest, since it should be obvious why that is. Compromises the quality of your connection in matches in order to find opponents near your skill level. So basically, it's like a double-edged sword. You get players that the matchmaking tries to get you to players of similar skill level, which sounds good in concept, but also makes it so the quality, so basically internet connection of the match, is not as good as it would have been, and it can be manipulated into easier matches. So basically, if you remember Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, what some people would do is they would lose every single match, and basically get very easy lobbies. This could happen. This maybe happens off stream with some streamers. The off stream, they just absolutely just lose every match, and then on stream they just seem like a killing machine, when in fact they're only facing players like lower skill than them, and they're losing matches intentionally just for that easier lobby. It can be easily manipulated if someone wants very easy matches. So basically, the matches could turn into this. So fun, having so much fun with matches. He did definitely have a bit of a bumpy ride. I wonder why. Oh, the matches feel like because of SBMM. So, does it deserve to be overhated? Does it deserve to be hated? Or is it hated for good reasons? I think it depends on what you think. To be honest, I think it's flawed. It needs changes, obviously. What changes could it do? I don't know. Because I don't know what you could really do with a matchmaking system like this. Because like it's so flawed. Like in concept, it seems like the best idea ever. But as we learned with whatever happened here, poor guy, I wonder who that was. The matches can be very not fun. Not very fun at all. It could just ruin matches. That's kind of the reason why it just ruins matches a lot of times. Like matches what would have been a so fun time, they're just not because of SBMM and how inconsistent MMR is. Because MMR can be very generous, and that can actually screw you very much. So yeah, is it the best thing ever? No. Is it the worst thing ever? No, they're definitely worse things, but like, I think for matchmaking, it's just not good. Like, it needs improvements. And because like if it's done too well, like it's like overclocked, it can be very It can be like this. Oh man, it's such a lovely day. Nothing can possibly ruin it or. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, au revoir.